Right, let's bring the conversation home. As we usually say, we're going to talk about Mr. Price. So Mr. Price Group, of course, has all of the bright and cheerful stores, mostly focusing on cash, fashion, retail. But of course, they also have the home stores as well. The sports good division, of course, is Mr. Price Sports, sometimes positioned separately, has that brand called Maxed or Maxed. The overall group has a market capitalization of 52 billion rand. Price earnings ratio 22.3, dividend yield of 2.82. The share price chart will reveal a bit of a stumble recently. So was a darling of the market, looking a bit tired there.
Well, I think this little darling was just taking a rest. So you might consider this as a great opportunity to acquire the shares. Like you mentioned there, you know, they've got sort of a diversification in their offering. They've got the apparel, which is the largest part of the revenue. And then when you look at the Mr. Price Sports, to make it more relevant here, it's about just over the 6% of the apparel. So when you look at their margins, slightly higher again, due to the fact that they're not as sort of fancy and etc. They're more sort of focused on the lower end of the market. So their margins are actually over 14% when it comes to the clothing, which is very attractive. So when you consider that and compare that to the international offering, not a bad sort of company to buy if you think this is a big
because what their past masters are doing is following the trends. You know, they've got buyers, for example, who'll go and see what Lululemon is selling and what's going on down there. And then they will go to China and they'll say, make us something that looks like this, but give us it at a different price point.
True.
I mean, the stuff doesn't last as long, but for a lot of people who are looking to sort of just get started with running or just get started with yoga or cycling or working out and so on, then that's an attractive place to start.
It's true, because I mean, all these stuff costs a lot of money. If you have to buy yourself a brand new pair of cycling shoes, you're looking at 2,000 rand. But when you go to Mr. Price Sport, you can come in comfortably below 1,000. So yes, it makes it accessible for people, and I think emerging market like South Africa is the perfect place to be exploring that market.
Okay, so the share price has done a little bit of a dive. We own some in the portfolio, which sadly we bought at the higher level. So, I mean, it will obviously come along in time. Some of the problems they had, they said, were related to the overall timing of the onset of winter and all sorts of stuff like that. But this group is very good at rolling out what the customer wants. So we're going to back them to rebound.
And what I also like is that, I mean, together with Woolworths, they're like basically the only two online retailers in South Africa that's really going at it.
Making gains. And that's the mrp.co.za, which is a mobile site you can buy stuff on, and then it gets delivered to your house and so on.
And you can actually return it on by post as well.
Okay, so it doesn't fit, you can send it back.
Yeah, it's great. But I think Mr. Price, what I like about it, it's not trading at an excessive sort of price, and it's actually offering you value there, but it offers you sort of a hedged bet because you also have a diversification when it comes to the offering.
Good. So we're hot on that one too.